So we are introducing topic 3 business ethics, and in this video we shall start by looking at organizational culture. Yeah. Organizational culture, it is a set of values that help organizational members to know what is acceptable and what is unacceptable within the organization, what is allowed and what is not allowed in the organization. That is organizational culture, set of values that help people to distinguish between acceptable behavior and unacceptable behavior. And it involves the development of shared meanings, beliefs, norms, values, and assumptions that guide organizational behavior. Like it, it includes the beliefs, the norms, and values and assumptions that help people to behave in the acceptable way and leave alone the unacceptable ways. Organizational culture affects organizational outcomes, the decisions, the job satisfaction, and then job tenure. The culture of the organization determines the kind of products that they're going to produce because they cannot produce anything that is against their culture. The services that they're going to provide, they can't provide services that are against the culture. The decisions that they make, because when they're making decisions, they have to put into consideration the culture of the organization, all the norms, the beliefs, the values. Then it also determines job satisfaction. Depending on, uh, on the culture of the organization, it can determine whether the employees are going to be satisfied with the job that they're doing or not. For example, if there is an organization that says every female makeup, every female employee must wear makeup and must wear jean pants. It's not that everyone is comfortable in jeans, and it's not that everyone wants to put on makeup. So the culture of the organization determines whether the employees will be satisfied with the jobs that they're doing or they will not. Yeah, so that is the brief introduction about organizational culture. And culture can be traditional or attached to values. Traditional, like you found it there, it was practiced by the founders or the ancestors or the people that came before you. Then attached to values when you just got used to it. So, in relation to organizational culture, Hofstede in 1980 derived four cultural value dimensions related to basic societal and organizational issues. He came up with four value dimensions, cultural value dimensions. Dimensions can be like divisions, something like that. So the first one is called individualism and collectivism. Individualism, it can be called capitalism, whereby there is the private sector. Then collectivism is when there is no private sector, like things are mainly controlled by everyone. So socialism, when things are controlled by the government, something like that. So there is individualism and collectivism. Then another dimension is called power distance. Power distance can be high power distance or low power distance. High power distance is when employees and the boss, they can hardly see each other, or they have a very big gap. There is that gap of class. Then low power distance is when you can easily interact with your employees, you as a boss, when the employees can easily interact with their bosses, something like that. Then another dimension is masculinity and femininity. So the organizations whereby the top managers are supposed to be men, and the organizations whereby they do not care, it can be a male or a female. Then another dimension is uncertainty avoidance. In formal organizations, they always have rules, the guidelines, standards that help to avoid uncertainty. things like conflicts and all that. They want everything in order. So those are the four dimensions, cultural dimensions, according to Hofstede.